Warner Bros. Just released a promo material for a new movie coming out by the name of Weapons, which is a thriller about kids in class, and they all disappear except for one on the same time at the same day, and spooky things happen afterwards. This is the video they show. It's like a kid's type drawing. A kid is basically narrating over it. You're seeing like a kid go to sleep, wake up, kind of like showing down the stairs, the door opens, and then the kids run off into the middle of the night. And then it cuts into some actual footage from the movie. But people online, and again, the original post that was calling this out has now been deleted by the Twitter user, has accused this of being AI generated, or at least some parts of it involve AI. So we can snoop around ourselves and take a little bit of a look. It is looking a little bit suspicious, not gonna lie, right? You can give benefit of doubt and be like, okay, maybe because this is a children's drawing style, that of course there's going to be artistic errors, because obviously kids draw with errors in the artwork. I say the word errors loosely because obviously, it has charm, whatever, and kids draw cute things. But of course, like lines aren't going to be fully connected. You're going to color outside the lines, whatever. That's just how kids draw. If we kind of look at it though, it's just odd. We're going to use the keys to kind of slide forward and backwards. Let's look at this, okay? We have a school that is conveniently labeled school, 5 kids walking in front of the school. Out of the 5 kids, one of them has no head. But if we go forward like a couple frames, the kid's body also disappears, and then the head appears out of nowhere. The movie likely doesn't have AI. Well, I can't speak for Warner Bros. I don't know them. This is just promo material for the movie, so the children's drawing-esque animation that's happening in the beginning likely is not in the movie. This is just promo material. The footage from the movie is in the second half. But as you can see, the kids are walking and the legs are doing some funky stuff. So then we cut to the next frame. So now we have a school bus with kids leaving the school bus. And then take a look at this. Now we're in another scene, and the scene is kids walking into a school. So you're looking at the doorway and kids are kind of going into the school. And I want to put out some oddities with what's happening here. So look at the kid walking through the door. We're going to look at this one first, right? The kid looks like it's wearing a baseball cap with a shirt that has like a big diagonal stripe on it. Then we move forward like 2 frames. And then the shirt changes to be a bunny. And then we move forward a couple more frames. The bunny is kind of glitching. And then the kid's just wearing a blank shirt with no design on it whatsoever. Could it be whomever is drawing these animation panels just forgot the shirt the kid was wearing? Note the fact that like one of the arms just doesn't have a hand. The arm like magically lengthens a lot out of nowhere. But yeah, the kid's now walking through the doorway. We can just look at the other kids as well that are kind of like standing around in here. Where a lot of the behaviors happening, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, one of the flags changed countries. Wait, let me see. There's like random sketch lines appearing in the face. And now again, right, because it's supposed to be a kid's drawing, there's gonna be sketch lines. Typically they would be kind of made with choice, though like straight down the face of this kid is a bit interesting of a choice. Then we have the kids running this way. And again, just note the glitching that happens. If you notice over here too, what's happening is when AI has no object permanence, so when things move in front of an object, the object behind it tends to blur out or glitch out, which in regular animation doesn't typically happen because you just have a bunch of layers, unless it's done with artistic choice. If you notice, right, look at the hand. The hand of this blonde girl will cross the foot of the kid walking behind, and then kind of looks like her hand just fell off. The moment her hand crosses the foot of the kid behind her, like all fingers just fall off. It's just gone. Also notice this gap area here between her ponytail and her neck. As she's walking, right, this is kind of like a doorway, but there's no corner for the doorway. Fine, right, happens. She walks forward, then the corner appears, and then she walks forward again and it disappears again in the wall. It's just a bit odd, the glitching that happens behind it. It could be intentional, like maybe this character is supposed to have a white outline around it. Then potentially I would assume maybe the white outline would be around the entire character. There's no white outline behind the backpack. One of the things I was pointing out is, again, AI doesn't have object permanence, so when one thing goes behind the other, it disappears. Notice when this blonde character walks in front of this kid, she basically devours the kid. Just look at the melting that's happening between this character and the kid behind her. She's just like absorbing the kid into her, and the kid's just gone. The kid's literally gone. She like absorbed the kid as she walked through. So then we have another frame of a cul-de-sac drawn by a kid. There are some elements that don't really make sense. Like these yellow things are supposed to be lights, right? Which, this would make sense of how a kid would draw a light. Don't know what this thing is supposed to be, right? Do you see this, right? Every single light looks like it's a light except for this, which looks like a spider. The reason why I'm pointing these out again is because there was a lot of discourse on the internet before the original OP deleted their tweet about this, because people are saying, this is supposed to be drawn in a kid's cartoon style, likely the easiest style to draw in, because you can be very liberal with how many mistakes you're making in the piece, right? Like you can scribble over the place. That's literally how kids are supposed to look like. But when it comes to adults drawing in a kid's style, you obviously would draw with some intention, right? Like I'm gonna draw a circle for a light and then some lines around it for like the light spreading out. Makes sense. No idea what that's supposed to be. Hypothetically, if one of the artists went home to their kid and asked their kid, hey, can you draw a cul-de-sac? Or I don't know, can you draw this photo of a cul-de-sac, I guess? And the kid does some doodles. Even I feel like a kid wouldn't kind of make something look like this. You could still see the line of thinking when kids draw, But we go forward. This one is the big one. So look here, okay? This kid is laying in bed and the blanket's colored in pink. The kid is sleeping. The kid wakes up. Look what happens to the kid's legs in the blanket, though, when the kid gets out of bed. What is this? What exactly is this frame? We have this frame where the kid is getting out of bed, but there's a hole in the blanket, I guess. So one leg is sticking through the blanket and one leg is outside of the blanket. Like the kid is sliding out of bed. And then we have the rest of the animation, kind of. There's some interesting speckling happening as well on the screen, like just dots here. And then the kids run off into the sunset or something like that. It's very interesting. So some comments are already speculating. This commenter says, I'm sorry, but did they use AI for the kids' drawing? Wait, did AI make the drawings? People are agreeing that there are some AI anomalies. Other people are saying, oh no, it's tweening, when it's kind of similar to how VTubers are rigged, where you make a body and then you rig it to a skeleton. Then you like move the skeleton of the animation and then the rest of the body will like warp as a result. I don't think it looks like tweening, I'm gonna be real, but it could be possible. Some people on the internet, before the post was deleted, was also speculating that it was using interpolation. So basically, like, you would draw one frame and then you would draw like 4 frames forward and then have AI basically fill in the blanks. That's from my understanding of how it works. I've never used it. Could it be using AI to do the interpolation instead of somebody just manually drawing it in? But the thing that just throws me off is that, like, this is the easiest art style to draw in, the fake children's drawing style, right? And I feel like basic animator would be able to do some frame by frame animation, because there's very few frames in the actual animation part. Like when you hit the period button to skip forward a frame, right? I need to hit it like 3 times before there's any movement, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? There's not that many frames in the animation itself. So this promo material, at least the first half of it, because it is a 30-second promo, the hardest to do animation wise, like if there were AI to be used in the process, using it on something considered simpler doesn't make as much sense. So is there a possibility that Warner Bros. Used AI, right? There could be. So Warner Bros. Parent company Time Warner was acquired by AT&T in 2018, then renamed to Warner Media in 2022. Warner Media then merged with Discovery Inc. and then become Warner Bros. Discovery. So the Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who used to be Discovery Inc. CEO, had an interview May 19th, 2024, where he did express interest in using AI. So this is the article. This is posted on Next TV, written by John Lafayette on May 9th, 2024, where in a first quarter earnings call on Thursday, Zaslav said, AI is going to have an increasing impact on society and our industry, and we intend to take full advantage to enhance the product and experiences we deliver to consumers and achieve great efficiency company-wide. Does this mean Gen AI or AI in terms of targeting audiences? Who knows? However, this is the CEO, but there is another interview. So we have this one. This interview on LA Times, written by Ryan Fogder. Sorry, I have a hard time pronouncing his name. This is written January 2nd, 2024, where he interviewed a bunch of high-ticket members, including Sam Register, president, Warner Bros. Animation and Cartoon Network Studios. And if we go down here, they were all asked if they were using AI and concerned about it. And Register said that animation is a visual medium, and so far, I haven't seen anything AI can do visually that an artist doesn't do better currently. This was in 2024, but we do have president of Warner Bros. Animation stating that they are not on the side of AI. So the general public discourse so far of what it seems like is that people are kind of on the fence, with a lot of people feeling like it is AI and a lot of people kind of giving Warner Bros. The benefit of doubt. So what are your thoughts on the Warner Bros. Animation? Do you think it was AI? Do you think it's just kids' drawings? Do you think it's tweening or interpolation? Really curious on your thoughts. And again, it's all alleged because we don't know what actually the process was. If you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on VGen and Etsy. I sell art there. And on Coffee, I have free resources for streamers and creators. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So hope to catch you guys there or in another video.